You can also let us know what your thoughts are on that particular story on our various social media platforms. It's facebook.com/newsontv3 and then twitter.com/@newsontv3. We'll let the world know what you think. Let's come back in studio and do a story regarding the Ghana Prison Service. And we are told that it is to construct a new hospital to cater for inmates of the various prisons across the country. The new hospital is part of a long-term strategic plan of the service and would augment the services of the 37 military hospital and the police hospital. The prison council has secured a land at Nsawam and are making preparations for the construction to take off. Meanwhile, the prison service has also begun recruitment of officers for this particular project. And on your screens now are some of the acts or projects that the Ghana prisons had undertaken in the past, and then also some of the challenges they've had with regard to congestion. And the Ghana Prisons Board has been quite active on how they can help decongest the Ghana prisons, and then also what they can do with regard to giving some human face to the treatment of people who end up there. We've been joined in studio by Reverend Stephen Wingham to speak to this particular issue, and then we can pick some other thoughts on other issues regarding the prisons. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Martin.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. To start with, what can you tell us about the hospital and why the need for a hospital? There are those who are saying 37 military hospitals are already there, police hospital is already there. Why do we need a prisons hospital?
Martin, we need a prison hospital. It's long overdue. Currently, we have an inmate population of about 15,000, about 5,000 prison officers, excluding our dependents. So we have about minimum of about 20,000 people who constitute the Ghana Prison Service. And we don't have a single medical facility. As we speak now, we have 43 prisons in Ghana. We don't have a single medical doctor. If you get into our prisons, the health of the inmates and officers can be described as deplorable. Now, because of that, we lose inmates on very common ailments. Skin disease are very, very common, and it's not good. It's affecting the quality of human resource of this country, because put them there for 100 years, they will come out anyway, and then you're going to have people who are not healthy. With regards to the officers, don't forget they spend 8 hours with the inmates. So they contract communicable disease from the inmates, and they pass it on to their neighbors like you and friends. So all of us are at risk. That is why the Ghana Prison Service Council factored this in our 10-year strategic development plan, which was launched by His Excellency the President almost a year ago. Yes. We want to build a prisons hospital. We've secured the land at Nsawam, and we have the drawings contained here. And we are ready to partner with corporate Ghana, with the international community, with government, to build a modern prison hospital. Now, don't forget that if we're able to build this hospital, it will take care of the health needs of the inmates, officers and their dependents, and then Ghanaians who live in the community. Now, anytime we have doctors going on strike, you know, you have 37 military hospital and the police service, they don't embark on strike. Right. So they and a few others are left with the responsibility of catering for Ghanaians who are ailing. Now, if you have a prison hospital, we'll come and augment the police hospital and 37 military hospital. Who is the beneficiary? The Ghanaian. Absolutely. And that is why we are appealing to everybody to come on board, philanthropists. We have spoken to government. Government has made commitment, you know, to support us. We are also appealing to individual and groups. You can start to adopt various portions of this project. Somebody can say, want to build maybe the OPD, and they want to build probably a ward, and then in less than no time, we should be able to complete this project.
Do we know the cost estimation and also the particular type of hospital we're building? Is it like a general hospital, and is it just going to be taking care of specific ailments, or quite general?
We want to model it after 37 military hospital. We'll treat general ailments because, you know, for the prisoners, you treat all kinds of ailments, and therefore you don't want to limit. You don't want it to be a specialty in an area. So we'll deal with general ailment, and we are still working on the costing Hopefully it should be ready very soon. We had to reach out to the international community. For example, I led the council to pay courtesy calls on the U.S. Embassy in Ghana. We went to the Japan Embassy, Malaysian Embassy, India, Cuba, Russia. All of them have pledged support. Okay. They've asked us to talk to Ministry of Foreign Affairs so they can factor our requests in government proposals for bilateral relations. And if this goes through, this will be a major breakthrough for us. I am glad that the president made it to Japan, because just prior to his visit, we paid a courtesy call on the Japan ambassador to Ghana, and he actually mentioned that, and then not only him, the others mentioned, anytime our president visits their country, we should lobby so he can include that in their discussion. And I did have a discussion with His Excellency the President, and I'm very certain that during this trip to Japan, it was one of the issues he discussed with the Japan government.
Okay, my final question with regard to this is, we want to know that in terms of those who would want to help, how can they reach the prisons board? What forms of assistance are you looking at?
We're looking for any form of assistance, financial, or you can decide to sponsor any part of the project, or you can donate medical equipment. Okay. Just get to the prison's headquarters, ask for the council secretariat, or walk to any of our banks, especially Unibank, EcoBank, and Royal Bank, and say you want to donate towards the prison's reform trust account. Or you just mention Prisons Reform Trust account, and you don't need to know the number, and then you can donate. And I promise Ghanaians, we'll put the money to good use, and very soon we can hit our chest and say that we have a prison hospital. We just had a meeting with the Minister of Interior, and because we are doing recruitment, and we've asked permission to recruit about 5 doctors as part of the preparation, in getting this hospital built and take off very soon.
All right. So on recruitment, what can you tell us? With regard to, is it normal officers who are going to be undertaking the project, or people from outside who are coming in? You are recruiting new people to undertake the project?
We are recruiting about 380 officers across board. Okay. We are recruiting doctors, we're recruiting general people to serve in various areas. I think the advert is rolling, and I'll appeal to Ghanaians to follow due process. This time there's going to apply online or electronic application. So follow due process. Don't let anybody deceive you that bring me money, I will do this. Connection men, do away with them. Okay. Follow due process, and if you qualify, why not? We'll bring you on board.
Thank you very much, Reverend Stephen Wingam. He is the chairman of the Prisons Council, and was telling us about that decision to build a hospital, an ultra-modern hospital for the Ghana prisons around in Sawam, to help not just the prisoners but Ghanaians in general. Thank you very much once again.